Probably the most important part of any RoboHelp project you create is going to be the topics, the content. And of course you want well-written and relevant topics to have any type of useful help system. Here's an example. I've opened up something called OpenOffice.org. It's the math program, and gone directly to help, where you see things like a contents tab with a table of contents. There's an index and a find tab. Typical components of a help system. And if we go to contents and double click one of these headings or books, you can see it actually opens up the book, displays potentially other books or topics, and then double clicking a topic displays the contents over here on the right hand side. A typical help system. So how do we get these topics and tables of contents and so on? Well, we start with our topics. And when we create a brand new project, a blank project like we did, we get this one topic, our first topic. We can edit the headline, which appears at the top, just by simply clicking and typing. And you'll notice that we're actually by default editing this here in the design tab or design view of our document pane, and we're using the design editor. But you don't have to use that. You can use the editor of your choice. For example, if you go down to the topic list pod where you do see our welcome topic, right click it, and you'll notice there's an option up here to edit with. And you can see design views at the top. That's our default, but you can also use other programs like Notepad, or if you have Microsoft Word, you can use one of a couple of versions of Word. And in fact, there's also ways to add additional editors if you wanted to. So let's say we want to edit with Notepad. Changing editors can cause changes to your HTML code. Do you still wish to proceed? And when you say yes, it takes it into Notepad where you're looking at it with all of the code. So you could do the editing right here. Let's just close that up. If you prefer, just go right into the design view, click and drag over the content, and start typing. So welcome to how to use lynda.com. Now if you have the content somewhere already, you can also copy and paste it. For example, if we go back to our notepad here, if you have the exercise files, you can go into the exercise files folder for this particular movie and find this welcome text. Let's say we want to borrow some of that. Click and drag over the text. Control C is the keyboard shortcut, or use edit and copy, your choice. And when you flip back, Control V is the keyboard shortcut for pasting, or you could go to the edit menu here and choose paste from there as well. And now you can see our topic is growing. Of course, it's good to save your changes, and there are a couple of save buttons on the toolbar. The first one will save this particular component, this topic. If you're making changes to other components, maybe a table of contents, an index, later on you'll be making changes all over the place. You can save all changed files by clicking the All button. But that'll get everything, including the changes you've made to your topic. So that's editing a topic. When you edit the headline, notice down below you're keeping the same file name, welcome.htm, and the title stays the same as well. If you want to change that though, you can go down here, right click and choose Properties, and there's the topic title. So if you want to have it say welcome to lynda.com, click Apply, click OK. To save the change, it appears down there as welcome to lynda.com, the same as your headline. It doesn't have to be the same, but it's good to stay consistent just to avoid confusion. Now how about adding new topics? A couple of ways to do that as well. You can do it down here from your topic list. You can right click and choose New Topic, or choose to create a new topic with a different editor, or go up to the File menu, down to New, and you'll see Topic on this list. And if you like keyboard shortcuts, it's Control T, as in Topic. So here's the New Topic dialog box. Let's say we want to do a topic all about memberships. If you want to change the file name, this is where you do it, or keeping it the same is OK. Click OK, and you have a brand new topic. Notice there's tabs at the top to allow you to quickly switch between your open topics. And with membership selected here, all we have to do is click and drag over the placeholder text and type right over it. Now again, if you have that content somewhere, you can go and borrow it and copy it. If you have the exercise files, you can actually open up the file called membership.txt and select that text, copy it. I like Control C and then Control V here in RoboHelp. Simple as that. Again, we'll want to save everything that we've changed. I like to click Save All. And now I've got 2 topics here, and I'm well on my way to creating additional topics that will eventually appear in a table of contents. All of that's coming up in the following movies.